So when do you do your first hire? In this video, I want to talk to you about when and how to hire your first team member for your Airbnb business. Okay, you can put off hiring way longer than you should, and it can cost burnout. It can cost you not fully automating your business and allowing you to focus on more important things like getting more deals in and signing more clients. So it's not about the unit count, it's about the feeling, okay? So you can get a team member with 1 unit, you can get a team member with 10 units. It depends on your appetite, if you're willing to spend the money for a team member, if you've not automated stuff and you want to bring someone in. When does this happen? It's time. Most people ignore it for months, okay? You're reacting to the business instead of running it. You're checking on your phone before you get out of bed. You haven't thought about unit 2 in weeks, and resent the business on the weekends. People, you're doing something and someone's ringing you up asking how to check in, even though they've got the check-in guide, things like that. And when that starts to happen, you can start to notice, oh, it'd be great to have somebody in here doing all this for me to make it more hands off. And there's 3 reasons why an operator would delay this hire. Fear of the cost. Okay, the mental maths, they're looking at a VA. If it's like, 300 quid, there's half your profit gone. If your 1 unit's only making 600. And what they've missed there is the VA fees, 15 to 20 hours. Those hours are used to find your next property. So yeah, you are it's breaking into your cost of your business, but it's also automating a whole section of the business that you have been focusing on that's going to allow you to bring more money in. So it's going to pay for itself in a way. Okay. Obviously, the fear of managing, you've never managed anyone before. The idea of building a process feels harder than actually doing it yourself. Okay. Building like SOPs, how to handle it, training the staff up. It's harder the first time, but it can get easy immediately after. Doing everything yourself indefinitely is going to be hard permanently. Okay. And then the comfort of control, doing everything that feels productive and responsible, but it's neither. It's actually a ceiling. If you're so bothered about having to make sure that 1 unit is running really good, you're never going to get that second unit, are you? So you are going to have to bring somebody in at some point. The operator does everything themselves, can't scale past the hours that they are having to invest on running that one property. Okay, it's a self-employment trap basically. Not a cleaner, not an ops manager, not a property manager, a virtual assistant for comms escalations. So why a VA first? Guest communication is the highest frequency demand on an operator's time. It happens every day, all hours across the entire portfolio or that property, simultaneously. It comes up to 3 o'clock, it's coming check-in time. That's when you're going to get your messages, okay? And it can't be like batched effectively. You can't just ignore it without affecting reviews and rankings. It has to be done, okay? With a documented process and clear escalation rules, a well-briefed VA can handle 80 to 90% of all guest interactions without the operator touching the inbox. So I do talk about a lot in my videos about how you can use co-work and other different tools to automate it, automated messages, things like that. But obviously there are going to be issues where they're not happy, cleaner hasn't been there, common requests. Now you can automate it as much as you want, but having somebody that's a VA that can manage the operations, manage the cleaners, manage the guest communication that needs escalating, and manage everything is going to free up so much time, because there are going to be gaps in what AI can do. Responding to automated messages, handling them common requests, escalating genuine issues, sending review reminders. But you don't want them to do the landlord relationships and the costs and contracts and things like that. That's going to be you. And by automating all this side of the business, it's going to allow you to focus more on that. And the whole idea of this is it's going to make you more money. So how much does it actually cost to get that first team member? Okay, if you're going to get a Philippines VA, you're looking at 80 to 150 pounds a month. UK based VA at 5 hours a week, 200 to 350, and a managed VA service 250 to 400. Okay, what's the returns? The hours going to be returned to 15 to 20 hours a month. The revenue impact of finding unit 2, you've got 400 600 pounds a month because you're not spending the time there. So it's actually more beneficial if you are focusing as the business owner on growing the business, onboarding more clients, setting up more properties. not dealing with these tasks that can be automated and have somebody else manage it. Okay, because if you're so focused on that, you're never going to grow the business. Hiring without handover is just going to be a new source of chaos. You need to document the process before you hand it over, not after things go wrong, okay? And this means writing an SOP. In an SOP, you're going to have breakdowns of different circumstances, different things that can happen. Oh, there's no key in the key box for the guest. Here's the emergency key box for this property. Here's its location. Here's how they find it. Here's the code for it. Things like that, breaking it down into templates that a VA can then just use makes their life easier. They have all the information. It's not gonna be another source of like strain on yourself. You're not gonna have people DMing your VA. You're not gonna go from having to talk to all your guests to just having to constantly talk to your VA because they need to learn. Okay, you need to write out the SOP for all the properties, all the different circumstances, if things have gone wrong, and then they can follow that. On top of that, you want to do a shadow week where you watch what the VA's handling, ask them questions, flag anything that's unclear, independent actions, just making sure that they're learning. It's something that is in the SOP that they didn't anticipate, make sure it's in there. Just, train them up, shadow them, give them feedback. So it's going to be how you want it, okay? And then after that, supervisor week where the VA handles all the messages independently, but you're reviewing responses, feedback in real time, refine them templates, get the SOP really good, and just get all the rules locked in. Week 3, the VA is operating independently in the defined parameters, escalation rules are clear and written, a weekly 15-minute check-in, so it's all calibrated, SOPs updated with all the new scenarios that emerge, just keeping everything running smoothly. After you've got Unit 3, then you can start thinking about a cleaning coordinator. The VA buys your time back, the coordinator buys your operational sanity. Okay, so this could be somebody that's like looking at the messages, the guest reviews, guest messages, and looking at the pictures that the cleaners are putting in to make sure, when the changeovers happened, if you've got early check-in, late check-out, make sure that they're coordinated to know they need to clean this property first, or go here at this certain time, or don't go here till this time because they've paid for extra. Okay, around Unit 3 is when you do this, get a cleaner coordinator, can manage the multiple properties, turn around schedules, manage any logistics. Oh, we need new towels. Oh, the bed sheets need replacing, the pillows be replacing. They can handle all that. Okay, and that's kind of what the role covers. Cleaning schedules, quality checking, managing the logistics, handling last minute turnover changes, and as a single point of contact for between you and the cleaner team, so you're not having to like manage all the cleaners. Okay, the first VA is managing the guest comms, second VA is managing the coordination with you and your team. Okay, and that could be an extra 150 to 200 pounds a month on a 3 property portfolio. This is where you're going to stop becoming the operator and you're going to become the manager. Okay, before you were the operator, the day was shaped by what you needed to respond to. The business was a reactive layer. Your energy goes into the maintenance. The evenings go into the guest messages. Your weekends go into worry about turnarounds. You don't want this. Okay, after you've implemented a system, you're going to be more the manager. The day is shaped by what you decide to focus on. The reactive layer is handled for you. You just review, you don't respond. Okay, the energy goes into the next landlord conversation, the next deal analysis, the next city, getting that next unit. Okay, building something instead of maintaining something. Okay, and that shift is one of the most important transitions in the business. So hiring a person isn't the sign of the business is big enough, it's what makes the business big enough. So if you feel like you're hitting some of these parameters or you're struggling with some of the issues in this video, that's when you need to be going on to websites like Upwork, philippineworkers.com, all these different websites that have all these VAs that you can use, and some of them will have experience already in Airbnb, so when you give them the SOP, they kind of already know what they're doing. Obviously if they're more trained up and more experienced in the niche, you might have to pay a little bit more, but the main focus on building the team is to allow you to expand your business and take your focus away from the managing tasks, okay, and the operational tasks, and just allow you to focus on growth and scalability. Okay, so drop team in the comments and I can drop you a full SOP template of what you can use for all the guest comms. Subscribe. We're going to talk more about landlord negotiation scripts and stuff in the next video. Okay, we've got the free school community in the bio. Here I teach you how to go from zero to getting your first property in 90 days, and how you can get into this niche without actually having to buy property. And if you want to work directly with me, where I come into your business and I build it with you and we grow it, we get you your first property, I set up all the systems alongside you, and we set you up, drop me a DM on Instagram and we can schedule a strategy call and we can see how I can help you. So I hope you've learned a little bit in this video, and have a great day.